Hey everybody, Professor Miller back here with you on trying to calculate a change in return on equity and decomposing it into its parts to see what we have here. So you can see I have some numbers that I have. They're from the book, and so they're not exactly just easy and made up. They're actually from the book. I think they're proof rock. A couple numbers were missing, and so I created them for us. But assets, equity, net income, sales, those are the component parts that we need to calculate return on equity and divide it up into its components. So let's begin here with profit margin, which is simply net income divided by sales. So profit margin, net income divided by sales, and I'll round to 4 decimal places like we've been doing in class, 0.1571, and in 2011 it's 0.16 even. Total asset turnover is sales divided by assets. Remember, that's how hard of our assets working to generate sales. That's what that tells us. So sales divided by assets. In 2012, sales divided by assets is 0.6441. And you should verify these numbers, make sure I'm not making a mistake. In 2011, total asset turnover was 6.753. Equity multiplier basically is saying to us, what's the ratio of assets to equity? If that's 1 to 1, that says we have no debt and that we're not leveraging the firm at all. But in this case, we see that we do have leverage, and that equity multiplier in 2012 is 1.3848. And in 2011, it was 1.4693. Verify me again. So what have we noticed here? Profit margin fell from 11 to 12. Total asset turnover fell. Equity multiplier also fell. Everything falls. So that should tell us right away that we know that ROE should be lower. Because remember, we said in class 2 of these accounts can increase, and yet ROE 2 of these calculations can increase, and yet ROE will fall. But here all 3 fall. So we know that ROE has to be lower in 2012 than it was in 2011, and we can get this one of 2 ways. We can multiply these 3 numbers together, okay, and these 3 numbers together, or we have it up here. We see we have net income and we have equity. So 363 divided by 2591, that's 0.1401. In 2011, 365 divided by 2299, that's 0.1588. And gee whiz, that is a pretty big decline in return on equity. What's going on here? Profit margin's lower. That means that somehow maybe we're not controlling our costs as well as we should. We see that sales went up. Net income basically stayed the same, but that tells us costs maybe increase more than we should have. So we have to take a look at that. Who's in charge of maintaining costs for us? Total asset turnover. Gee, you know, those assets aren't as productive as they were last year. So remember, at the minimum, that number could be a 0. So we have 0 sales for our assets. That really tells us that our assets are not working hard. Equity multipliers just tells us that, okay, you know, we have maybe paid down some debt here in this example. But basically, though, it tells us we have some problems in this firm. Our profit margin is significantly lower, total asset turnover is lower, and causing us a decline in return on equity. And why do we care about return on equity? Because we're trying to maximize the value of shareholders' wealth. So I hope this is helpful to you. We did this in class, and this is a nice review for a problem to analyze what has gone on here with this in the firm using the DuPont identity. Hope this is helpful. Take care. Bye.